everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. Today we're going to be doing the Paletteful Pack box for July 2025 box opening. Now, if you guys are new to this channel, I just want to let you know ahead of time, I do open the box before I make this video, just to make sure there's nothing broken inside to where I have to contact Paletteful Pack box, and that way I can get that settled. Most of the time though, it's been pretty good, but there has been a couple times where I did have to get something replaced. Now, on this video, for my subscribers who's already used to me doing these Paletteful Pack boxes, I just want to let you know that it's going to be a little bit different this month because one of the products that I have received in this month's box, I already done a final review on. So I don't need to make two reviews of a product that I've already tested out. And so if you're curious on that, and maybe you're new and you haven't seen that video, I will post or put the link of the video for that final review in the description below. And if you guys are curious on maybe if you see one thing that you're just like, oh my gosh, I wish I could find that one product, that only that one product I really do like, well, I'll put in the description below, underneath my Amazon affiliate links, I'll put in list off those products. So that way you can go check them out on Amazon in my Amazon affiliate links. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and try out some of these products in the box, and I can't wait to try them out with you. So let's go ahead and turn this around and let's get started with our box opening. All right, so here is the box that arrived, and let's go ahead and open this box. If you hear any kind of noises in the background, most likely it's my little puppy Whiskey, so just in case. Okay, so inside the box, of course, they include this really nice stuff, and I usually keep it for packaging things because I do like this type of stuff, and I never did get the dark green before, so it's kind of cool. So here is one of the items that they sent us in the box, and this is a Faber-Castell 12 oil pastels. It says premium quality, smooth, rich colors for easy blending, protective storage case. So there it is, oil pastels. Most likely that's probably going to be a student grade oil pastel, so that probably is not light fast, but we'll see. Okay, here is a brush, and they gave us a number 6 Simply Simmons Bright, and it is a oil brush. It says level 1 bright. So it's got more of that for oil, like oil painting, or it's got more of a coarse type of coarse type of bristle. Okay. The next one, here's the one I'm excited to try out. This here is the Holbein colored, it's the Melts, and it's color pencil blender. So kind of like if you use your odorless mineral spirits, this here is supposed to be kind of equivalent to it, but it's by Holbein. So interested on trying that out. That's what I was interested in. Of course, I see a sticker here that they give us for the Paletteful Pack box. And then here is a bristle, I think it's like Bristle Magic paintbrush cleaner. It says original travel size for the painter on the move. And then also, if you read on here, it says Bristle Magic is non-toxic, biodegradable, and non-flammable. Works on oil, acrylic, latex, and more. Bristles Magic is certified by the USDA and to be 95% bio-based carbon. Bristle Magic is a USDA bio-preferred product. Now, from what I heard, let's see if it does it on here or says it on here. To use, choose a container. This says PET, ceramic, or glass. Pour enough into cover the bristles, allow time to soak and soften paint, then rinse with water. Use a comb or loofah to loosen dried paint. Repeat as needed. So it doesn't say it on here, but I'll be able to tell you guys that on the other paper that they sent, I kind of read ahead, I couldn't help it. But you could also use this to blend your color pencils, I do believe. Well, we'll see, just to make sure I'm correct on that. Now here is the thing that we've already gotten in one of my previous boxes, and if you guys are interested to see these and see a final review of me using these with an artwork or an art piece, then I will leave that in the description below. But these here are the Create a Color oil pencils, and it's a pocket set. And even though I have done a review on these, I am going to save them, but see, there's your different colors that they got. Hopefully I'm shining that in the right way. So you got white, black, brown, terracotta kind of color. So these are really nice. I know I really did enjoy them, and the artwork that I came out and did, I absolutely love, and I still have it hanging on my wall. So it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to lay this to the side. I will end up taking out my other set though that is already open. So to open up a new set. Now these here are Strathmore Artist Tiles. This is Black Artist Tiles by Strathmore. It says coal black, acid-free drawing paper, 30% post-consumer fiber, medium surface. Of course, there's 30 tiles in this, and it's a 60-pound paper. And this is a 6 by 6 inch squares. Feels pretty smooth to me. So you could use that with probably color pencil. It's really smooth. It's like a hot press kind of feel to it. And it doesn't say it's just drawing paper. Okay. So, and I think, oh, here is a peel off China marker, and this one here is white. So these are kind of nice because instead of sharpening them, all you have to do is just pull it and it peels the paper around there. So you don't ever have to sharpen the pencil. I do have some black ones of these, but usually I think they were black charcoal, but this one here, I'm not for sure. Just says China marker, peel off. So we'll have to read about that. And last but not least, let's get this out. Usually they give me a booklet of paper, but they did give me a booklet of paper. They did give me the 6 by 6 black artist tiles here, but they also threw in this. Let's see if I can get it out. Okay. So they wrap these are individual sheets of paper. Let's get this out and let's move it real quick so I can tell you guys about it. So remove this box and put it where, well, right now Whiskey is sleeping, but if he wakes up, we don't need him taking a mouthful of stuffing and running around the house with it, because it would be everywhere and he would have a lot of fun and I would have very little fun. All right. So this paper here that they gave us 5 sheets of is the Legion Stonehenge, and it is a 90-pound cotton rag, 5 sheets. So that's what they gave us here. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these out, and I'm going to start off by going over each of the products and what they sent out a list here, and it describes all about the products that's in this month's box, along with giving you some prompts on here on ideas of what you could create doing artwork with these, which I usually try and do sometimes, but this time we are not doing that. Okay, so let's go over each of these products, which they actually gave us quite a bit this month, and see what they're all about. So the Creative Oil or Create a Color oil pencil drawing set of 6. So that's these right here. It says, discover the smooth, buttery feel of Create a Color oil pencils. This drawing set provides a range of rich, traditional colors, perfect for sketching, detailed work, and layering. Their oil-based formula allows them to glide across the paper and blend beautifully, especially when using a blending medium. The MSRP on these are $8.99. And that's what they put on these. And I do like these. These are nice. And I did create something really cool with that. So the next one is the Faber-Castell Oil Pastel Multicolor set of 12 here. Let's open these real quick. There we go. You guys can get a better view of them. It says, add a drop of vibrant color with this 12-piece set of Faber-Castell oil pastels. These pastels have a creamy, high pigment formula that makes it easy to lay down bold blocks of color or create expressive marks. Use them on their own or layer them with your oil pencils for exciting mixed media effects. MSRP is $4.50. And I can already tell you, if you are, most likely these are going to be like student grade. If they were light fast, like for selling your artwork, most likely these are going to be priced way higher than $4.50 for a set of 12. And that's just because of the testing and everything else that they put into them. So this here is a student grade oil pastel. Okay. So our next one is, let me set this over here, is the Legion Stonehenge 90-pound cotton rag, 5 sheets of this. It says, experience one of the most beloved papers in the art world. Stonehenge is 100% cotton rag paper with a smooth, flawless surface that's perfect for building up layers, many layers. Its durable 90-pound weight can handle aggressive blending techniques and solvents without buckling, making it the ideal foundation for your oil pencil art. MSRP on this is $11.48. So, and I like Legions. I don't know if I've ever used the cotton rag paper, so, and there's only 5 sheets of them. Oh, it's like, I don't really want to use them on something that I may actually use these to sell, like even sell some of my artwork on. And they only give you 5 sheets. That's such a shame. All right. So, and they're probably because they're expensive, but the China marker white here, now this one here I was interested in. This white China marker is a fantastic tool for adding bright highlights and unique textures. Its waxy composition allows it to draw over layers of oil pencil or pastel. Try using it to create sharp highlights or use it first to create a resist. I don't know what that is. Resist. Maybe like a effect under the other colors. So you probably put it down, and when you layer over it, you can still kind of see it popping through. MSRP on that is $1.09 for this one pencil. Okay. Now here is the Holbein Melts Oil Pencil Blending Medium. It says, this is where the magic happens. Holbein Melts is a low odor solvent designed specifically to dissolve and blend oil-based colored pencils. Apply it with a brush to melt your pencil strokes into smooth painterly gradients that look just like an oil painting. It says, tip, a little goes a long way. Dip your brush into the melts, then gently brush over your layered color pencils to watch them seamlessly blend. MSRP on this is $9.50. So, you know, that's the one thing though, is that with the odorless mineral spirits that I get by Gamsol, usually gives you a little bit bigger bottle for $9.50. This Holbein Melts seems like you're getting a lot less for the price. So not for sure if it's, I don't know. We'll have to see. But maybe maybe they got a better deal on Amazon too. So sometimes these prices the Paletteful Packs usually gives is a little bit higher price than if you were to go on to Amazon and try and find it or somewhere else. Sometimes it can be right on the money, but other times you can find it just a little bit cheaper. So you never know. So we'll see, but maybe possibly Amazon might have this a little bit cheaper. At least that's my hopes. All right, so now we got this one here. The Bristle Magic Brush Cleaner and Blending Medium. So they say it's a blending medium also. Let's see here. This product is a true studio workhorse with two amazing purposes. Primarily, it's a powerful non-toxic cleaner that reconditions your brush or safely removes oil-based residue, keeping bristles soft and ready for your next project. However, we also discovered it's a fantastic blending medium for your oil pencils and it's in its own right. MSRP on this is $9.26. Well, if that's the case, then if you look at this and then you look at this, you're like, okay, they're about the same. They're about the same price and you get much more. But here's the thing, you also got, this is not clear. Do you see that color that's in there? It's like more of an amber, orangey kind of color. Yeah, you could end up having staining on your artwork or eventually. You just never know. So we'll try it out just to kind of see how it is, but that would be the thing, since this is supposed to be a brush cleaner, even though it is intended purpose is for brush cleaning, sometimes people maybe experiment with other things and discover that it does work for blending. The problem is that they don't do the science behind it, and something could actually stain, or over time, like maybe 15 years from now, your artwork ends up having this amber color show up. So that's why it's I would just use caution when using this, unless you're just using it not to sell, then I can see that's okay. But if you were selling your artwork, just use some caution, that you never know what might happen over time with your artwork, using something that's not really meant for the purpose of blending your oil pastels or your oil pencils. So be careful. All right, so we went through that. Now we got our Simmons long handle bristle brush number 6. The Simmons bristle brush is perfect partner for your new blending medium. The natural stiffness of the bristle hairs give you excellent control for scrubbing and blending your oil pencils and pastels once they are softened with the melts. MSRP is $5.99. And for some, I know there's some people who are just like, you're never supposed to use, odorless mineral spirits on your oil pastels. There's nothing wrong with using it on your oil pastels. It is oil based, and the melts, along with like your odorless mineral spirits, are meant to be used with your oil paints or oil pastels. Now, some people are just really, really picky about having an artwork look a certain way or done a certain way, just because that's what they were brought up on. But that doesn't mean that you can't use odorless mineral spirits or anything that's oil-based with oil-based things. So like even what they're saying, you can use this brush for scrubbing and blending with your oil pencils or oil pastels once they are softened with melts. So even them, they are saying that you can use, your oil, like your OMS or your melts, with the oil pastels. It's fine. So if you're a little confused over that, because I've had people get on my channel and I've done it both ways, just because, I can do it without odorless mineral spirits. I can do it with odorless mineral spirits. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me much. But to some people, they don't like using odorless mineral spirits with oil pastels. And it's just like one of those things that kind of like their OCD, and they cannot handle the fact it's like nails on a chalkboard for them. So I try and tell them, okay, well, if you want to look at it in a different way without that, then you can. So I have both ways. Either way is fine. So the Strathmore Artist Black 6x6" tiles right here. This one is, it says experiment on a dramatic surface with these black artist tiles from Strathmore. The rich dark paper will make your oil pastels, white china marker, and any light colored oil pencil pop off the page. The convenient 6x6" size is perfect for creating a series of small artworks or testing out new techniques. MSRP on this is $10.65. So that is those. And I'm still want to apologize, you guys. For some reason, I've been out of breath for a while today, and I have no clue why. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I've been having a lot of trouble breathing, so don't ask me why. But yeah, today's been a bad day for it. Actually, today and yesterday. So I do apologize for that. And then of course they give you this sticker, and the stickers are really nice stickers that they give you as far as like quality. They are like vinyl like stickers, so they are super, super nice. And this one is kind of cute. It shows the Paletteful Pack box here, the little paintbrush holders and the artwork. So, all right, so now we're gonna go ahead and try, oh wait, before I do that, usually I always tell you guys the prompts. So Paletteful Pack prompt, basically they say make a drawing or painting based on your interpretation of the prompt, post it on social media, and let us know what you posted. It says tag us, and you can tag them at Paletteful Packs. But the Paletteful Pack prompts that they give you is prompt number 1, melt. Oops, excuse me, melt. So anything that's melted. You could even do a, well, with the colors, yeah, they could do that. You could even do like a popsicle that's melting, ice cream that's melting, just something that's melting. Okay, so melt. Prompt number 2 is golden hour. So you can do, I don't know, golden hour. What would it be? You could pretty be, I don't know, you could do like a clock stuck on an hour. I don't know. Who knows? And make it gilded. I have no clue. Okay, so you could do like different stuff on that. Prompt number 3 is antique. Of course, we know what antiques are, and it's super nice. I like antiques, so that would be a fun one for me to do. Prompt number 4 is luminous. So maybe fireworks, maybe just something that's illuminated or luminous. It could be, who knows, an underwater fish that glows, or jellyfish that glows. If you're wanting to do something for summer, luminous could be even one of those neon lights that's illuminated, you know, or something that's shimmering. But it'd be more like illuminated but shimmering. So yeah, that's what they give you in the box. It's kind of nice that they actually give you this paper, because before I used to have to get online and try and find basically this here, what they give you, and give me printed out. And instead of having to get online and try and find it, they include it in the box. So I don't have to read from my tablet to you guys. I can literally read it from the page that they give you. All right, so here's the thing. For the live stream that I did last week, which I know today's supposed to be live stream day, and I'm so sorry, but I probably won't be able to do the live stream. I've been running out of breath. I've been still trying to fight off who knows what, but it's been a rough week. But last week we did like a 4th of July birdhouse, and I didn't finish coloring it or anything, but I really wanted to focus on perspective and how to draw from perspective, like doing a doing a 1-point perspective on this birdhouse and how to draw it. We ended up tracing and transferring it onto a different colored page here. I started using my Holbein color pencils, which I was like, you know what, I don't usually use those much. I don't really care for them a whole lot because I can't tell which ones are light fast and which ones aren't. And whether or not they've been tested. I mean, there's a big long story behind that. I don't want to get into that with you guys. But I did this birdhouse and I didn't blend in anything. So I figured, you know what? We got the Holbein melts here. Why don't we blend in some of this birdhouse using the melts stuff here. So that's kind of cool. I never did think of that, but I think it would be nice to figure out if this stuff really does work and how it works on the Holbein, because Holbein color pencils are just a pencil, a breed of their own. They really are. I wouldn't say that I really like them because it depends on what type of technique you use in order to make your artwork, but they just feel very, very soft, and they just they just feel weird. I don't even know how to explain it. It's almost like you take an oil pastel pencil. It's almost like you take one of these and stick wood around them and then use it. That's pretty much how it feels to me. So let's go ahead. I know this brush here, they gave me this brush. It's a really thick brush to be using on such a small area, but we could probably, I don't like that. You know what? I'm going to use my regular brush here. This is a number 2, only because my areas are really super small and I'm afraid I'm going to get it all over the place. So it's just a little bit big for me. And we're going to do something else. Hold on. Let me get out a little dish. Should be fine. Excuse me. And we're going to pour some of this in here. This is the melts. Just a little bit. We don't need a whole lot. Ooh, let's not use that big one. Okay, and so I'm going to dab my brush in it. And let's use it. Oops, sorry. Let's use it on here. I figured that they probably made these specifically, probably for their type of color pencils. So there we go. We're also going to try this with we need to try this with a different type of pencil too. We actually need to try using it with the, well, we can even use it with the polychromos. They don't really matter. Yeah, this blends really good. You don't really need to scrub too hard. But these pencils here are like butter. So I knew it shouldn't be too hard to blend. But I am kind of curious on how it reacts to some of the other color pencils. Let me clean off my brush real quick. It almost seems like it's, I don't know. I've never really had my page buckle as much. At least not this. It looks like it's buckling a little bit. Which is really weird for the paper that I use. But I am going to switch it over. Well, no. I don't really want to do it on this My little page break. Well, I actually want to use good colors for it. All right, I convinced myself because I'm still working on this birdhouse. Let's do one more blending. Hold on. I want to blend this here, red roof. But before I cross over into the next, let's clean this out. It just feels really thick. Okay, we're gonna do something. Let me try my odorless mineral spirits. Oh. I don't know why, but it just feels like it was like liquid, but now it's starting to feel like syrup. Okay, let's see what it does. I can tell you already that the odorless mineral spirits on Holbein color pencils does not blend it and like melt it completely. Like it's not over melting it, should I say. Like when I use the melts, it completely melts your color pencils, but it also can buckle your paper a little bit too, it looks like. And then as you're using it, it kind of feels a little bit thick. Like once you clean off your brush, it kind of feels a little thicker. Let's do this one more time. This is kind of different. Okay, so watch this. This is Odorless Mineral Spirits by Gamblin. See how it blends it nicely. It doesn't completely blend it to where it melts your whole entire color pencil off the paper. Okay, I'm going to clean that off. Now let's go over here to our melts. And voila, we got it melted so much that literally I could probably just, it's pushing the color around. Like, it's really soupy. So I don't know, if you're working in a big area, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. I'm going to clean that off. I don't know if I really wanted to put that in there. I don't know, it's kind of scaring me a little bit. Because it really does melt it. So if you're working a really big area, let's try this. I know I hate to do this. Okay, we're going to make 2 big patches. And this is the Derwent Drawing Chinese White. This one here is like one of the softest color pencils and not in comparison with the Holbein. But it's one of the softer ones. You got the Derwent Drawing pencils. Then the next softest would be the Derwent Light Fast pencils. The next ones, being in between soft and hard, would be the Caran d'Ache Luminance. And then the hardest pencils that are usually pretty good are the Polychromos. And that's what stages I would say. I am kind of burnishing a little bit here, pushing down kind of hard. Trying to get as much pigment as I can on here because I want them to be equal. All right, let's see how they blend. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the Holbein melts right here. Oh, got a little bit of pink mixed in. A little bit of red mixed in. Feels like I kind of have to scrub and blends it. It is so, I don't know how to word this, but it is a little bit, kind of gets a little bit soupy there, like a little bit, look at that. It's not even dripping, like it is like syrup. get that off my brush. So what if I wipe it off on the paper towel? It doesn't feel that way. I don't know. It feels like syrup to me. While if I use my odorless mineral spirits here, I mean, it seriously is not syrup. Okay, here we go. If you're thinking, well, it's not spreading as much, I don't really care about it spreading too much as I do care about it still not buckling my paper, that it's still filling in all the little nooks and crannies that I'm wanting it to, and that that's pretty much all I need, and I don't need it bowing up my paper. So I kind of blended this away a little bit, but as you can see, it's still kind of pushing it out a little bit, but it's keeping and retaining some of the color that's in there. While this one here really does melt it and pushes it away from the paper, but it's also starting to buckle my paper. I don't know if you guys can see this as well, but I've got it basically an indentation here, and then on the other one there's nothing. So actually there's some bleed through going on from the red. Sorry about that. That is the garbage truck and they are loud. So if you're wanting to, I don't know, if you're, it seems to me like it blends the odorless or blends the Holbein pencils a whole lot more. Like it melts those pencils a whole lot more than it does for the Derwent drawing pencils. It just seems like it works better for the Holbein pencils itself. But it definitely makes them, it definitely melts them. So if you're wanting that melted kind of look, just be careful that it doesn't wipe your color completely away, but it does melt those color pencils. I just feel like with me on the other coloring pencils that it feels better on like on the Holbein than it does feel using the melts on like your Derwent drawing and stuff. I don't know. It really does melt them. So if you're wanting something that really melts your color pencils, and let's just say you use the odorless mineral spirits and you're not having any luck with it, like it's not blending it that good, or maybe you're not used to using it and you're kind of struggling there. If you want to go ahead and get this melts, I guarantee it should work. I mean, that really did blend it out. So I just prefer, I think for me, myself, I prefer just kind of sticking to what I'm used to. I like the way it blends. But if I were to use the Holbeins and I'm actually doing a large area that needs to be blended, then I probably will use the melts because that blended really easily. And if I'm working on a bigger area, then I definitely want it to blend more easily so I can kind of speed up the time. All right, now the other thing was the bristle magic here. It says that you can use this and clean basically your brushes and use it to blend. We're going to try it. And we're going to go ahead and put this in here. Ooh, I don't want to make a mess. I could end up making a mess. But you see, it's like yellow. That's what I'd be afraid of if I was using it on artwork that I was going to sell. That color scares me. All right, we're going to use a different brush. I don't know if I want to, well, it's to clean. It's fine. Okay, so let's use this. See on that white paper? That's what I don't like. So if you guys are using this to blend out your artwork, hopefully it's artwork that you don't want to sell. But if you're an artist who wants to sell your artwork, be cautious because that's staining yellow. And that could be a big issue over time on your artwork actually being stained yellow. So for me personally, I wouldn't use this to blend out your color pencils. There's other things that you can get that's supposed to be for blending out your color pencils that cost the same. You might as well get what, but get something that's what its intended purpose is, because that, it should be clear. But we'll do it anyway, because I'm not gonna keep this. We'll end up doing a different one. And see, this is the Holbein color pencils. And see, it's not working as good. It kind of works similar. I mean, it's still blending, but it's not melting as good as the Holbeins. Melts. Yeah, see? It takes a lot of scrubbing. And that's one reason why I didn't really care for the Holbein pencils as much, because it was very unique type of pencil on the, however way it was made. It was made really weird. And you could tell that it was just so different. That my odorless mineral spirits did have, I mean, it still blended it, but it just felt weird. And then whenever they make those melts and I go in and blend it, then it blends like it should. So it's just the chemical makeup of these pencils are totally different than what I would normally be used to. Let's see what it looks like if you use, because that might be, this here might be the similar makeup to the Gamsol odorless mineral spirits. Oh yeah, it melts it. I gotta be careful. I put a little bit too much on my brush. Yeah, the only thing I would say is just be cautious if you were to use this to blend and you're wanting to sell your artwork, that you could end up having a staining issue. As you can see, it's yellow. And if you're, I don't know, I just would use a lot of caution. There. I'll clean off my brush in that there. Okay. So now that we got this tried out, the next thing that I want to try out is some of, oh, I probably don't need that. Let's try out these artist tiles here. And I just want to make some samples. Let's just see how good this is. I want to see what this feels like too, because it said it's really waxy, and this is a peel off China marker. So I want to take and, oh yeah, that is really waxy. You can hear that? See if I can get it close to my microphone. That's the pencil sticking. So it's very waxy, but it does add a really, I mean, it's really, really white. Let's try out these Fiber Castels. Probably just ruined my nails, who knows? I think this is black. Now, they don't have the names of the colors on these. I can tell you, the thing that my daughter was wanting to do is some of that scratch board. And I told her if we get some oil pastels, we can put it on a paper, pour ink over it, and she can literally use it as a scratch board. And then all of a sudden these came up. So that's what I would probably use these for, is just like for scratch board art. It's like a rusty color. Let's try some of this purple. They're not too soft like lipstick, like my Senneliers. So they're not like soft, and they're not getting all over my fingers like, I don't know. They're definitely a student grade. Now let's just say that's a really bright green. And that's one of the darker greens. Let's try this one out. Okay, let's try this because it did say that we can go over the top of these. So I'm going to put G. I mean, it kind of goes over the top of them. That one it does. Okay. I guess green's not its favorite color. Gotta push down hard. Okay, and then let's try this. I guess you gotta clean off the tip, but I didn't clean off the tip. All right, let's put that in there. And let's try, yeah, let's try blue. I mean, I don't really see it. I mean, I can see that it's underneath it there, but that ain't no different than using a white. Let's do this. Whiskey's tearing up his baby blanket. And he just got caught. He took off with it. All right, so let's do this. Go over the top of it. What else can we do? There's a little net in here. Here's the red. Okay, we already did white, red, blue. We got orange, yellow, and I think this would be good considering the type of pastels, what they feel like, oil pastels. They're kind of a harder pencil, or a little bit harder than what I'm used to. And I would say I would use these for if you like making scratch board and putting the ink over the top. This is some sort of cream, like a beige, like cream for like skin type, like a flesh kind of color. Does crumble a little bit, but not as much, not as bad. And would you be able to scratch? You could. So that's not really showing up on top of some of these. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be, wasn't quite what I was thinking it was gonna do, but yeah, I mean, you can add a little bit of white to some of these if you wanted to round the corners here, but it doesn't really, shows up more on that one. You just have to push it hard and go over it several million times like that. It's almost like you're taking off most of the oil pastel just to get to the paper to where you can finally leave a mark. What else could you use these for? Do we have glass? I wonder if we get glass. We get this tin. I wonder if it's good with being used for like metal and glass. I wonder if it's those type of paper or pencils. Oh yeah. It's like sticking. I don't know why I did an R. Let's put rat. I don't know why. I just want to say something. Ratatouille. Rat. I don't know why I put rat down. We could put brat. There. Okay, so it does write on metal. Oops. So I'm thinking this wax pencil was primarily supposed to be used for metal, glass, if you have any glass. I wonder if I got a glass. Do I have a glass? That would be really nice to have a glass. I should have one or some sort of glass. Oh no, that's porcelain. I just need a glass jar. Let's see what I got. Oh, here we go. My pencil shavings. This will work. It's glass. Should we put brat on this too? My pencil, I think I pushed too hard in the beginning part. Brat. Spoiled brat. All right, so you can write on glass with this. And look, I can rub my hand over it and it doesn't smear. So that makes it kind of nice. If you were to do that with like a drawing, see, I can't do that with any other pencil. It has to be a really waxy pencil, but I really think that this is what it's meant to be used for, is just like for writing on glass, for writing on metal, like different surfaces. They just took this waxy pencil and threw it in there for thinking that it would do really, really good with your oil pastels. But I don't really see that unless you're like really pushing hard and you're trying to take off as much of the oil pastel as you possibly can before it actually hits the paper. You could probably, it'd probably be better off just to take your oil pastel pencil that it comes with to make your little highlight if you wanted to. I mean, it does, I mean, you would have to work through it too, but at least you're using the same kind of thing. And this is how white it is. So, I mean, it's really easy to add bold lines. So, but yeah, it's kind of nice to have at least this marker where now I can use it for other things, like basically for metal, for glass. Whiskey, I know you need to go outside, baby. So any of that would work. So this has definitely been really nice. I know I want to take out the Legions we have here, the Legions Stonehenge paper. I am just really afraid I am covered in stuff here. But this I'm actually seeing, Whiskey, stop baby. We're gonna go outside in just a second, okay? The paper itself, I'll have to, well actually, let me go ahead and be right back. We'll take it out and just kind of feel the paper itself and see what it feels like. And also I need to take him out real quick. I'll be right back. It'll just be a second for me and be more than that, or a second for you guys. All right, so now that my hands are clean, we're gonna go ahead and remove the Legion rag paper. Oh boy, it's like stuck. Okay, let's take it out. Didn't want to take all of it out. Okay, so it looks like they just kind of took it from a book with this paper, because it's still got some of the binding. Okay, so now we got it. So this paper comes from a booklet, a paper, and not individual sheets of paper. At least we know that now. And let me throw this over here. Whoops. And let's go ahead and I'm going to try this out with my color pencils. See if I can get a seat real quick. And I really wanted to try it with more of a softer type of pencils. So we're going to try it with the deep blue, and this is the Derwent Lightfast. And we're just going to use it and just see how it feels. You guys see that? Also, we're going to take, and I'm going to use my Polychromos, which is one of my harder pencils. I'm going to use little light circles, and we're just going to try and get as much pigment as we can on the paper, just using a light hand. And then we're going to blend it with the odorless mineral spirits just to kind of see how it blends on this paper. And that kind of gives me an idea too on if I really want to use this paper for any of my color pencils. Whiskey is in the playful mood, so you may hear him. He just barked. It actually did a really good job of coverage, I can tell you that, with the Polychromos. So I'm going to go ahead and use my odorless mineral spirits for this, because that's what I normally use for blending. Looks like it did a really good job with blending, of course. Definitely filled in all my little gaps. You can just see how smooth that looks. Now let's do the Polychromos. That also seems to blend really nicely on this paper. I do like that. So there's my Polychromos on how it blends on this paper. Here's the back side. So that is really super nice, and I love the feel of the paper too. Let's try some bigger circles. It just lays down really super nice on this paper. Let's do this and not fill in as much as I did on the other one, and just see how it blends with less pigment on the paper. Sometimes the paper, you don't need as much pigment and it still blends really nice just because of the paper. That's the reason why I like using my Canson Me-Tints pastel paper. It's just the way it blends. I do like lesions. I don't think I have any of the rag paper. So even with using very little pigment, of course, the Lightfast is going to blend really super nicely, and it's still blended really super nicely. But that's to be expected. Let's see how the Polychromos did. which this one usually you got to add a lot of layers to, smaller circles. But even with less pigment laid down on the paper, I really like this paper. And it feels nice and soft. It feels like a nice paper. It doesn't feel like it would tear up too much. So let's try doing another thing which might end up tearing up the paper because I don't normally work like this. Let's just say we take a pencil and we really burnish with our pencil. So I don't even think, let's use a Polychromos. That's one of my harder pencils. And let's try and burnish on this paper and see what it does. Let's work with circles and burnish. I'm going to try and see if I can't kind of tear through the paper here. It's actually holding really well. I got a lot of crumbs though that I left. Let me try and dump that out in the trash can before I dump it all over myself. So it actually did really, really well with burnishing, as you can see. That's a Polychromos black. It didn't tear through the paper or anything. That is actually super nice. Like, I really do like this paper. If you do color pencil, I would definitely suggest this paper. Actually, I'm thinking about seeing about getting me a pad of this paper because this is super, super nice. And it seems to blend really nicely with the Polychromos and the Derwent Light Vest colors. And the burnishing really does really well. It doesn't tear up your paper. So that's what I really do like, because there is some papers that if you try and push down really hard or go work over so many times that the paper will start to kind of ravel or a little bit of roll up on you in a little bit, and that can get really scary because you don't want to damage your paper. But this paper seems to handle it, and I really am a little bit excited about this. That's probably still not dry. It's a good way to kind of tell if you can't tear up your paper. No, it actually did really good. So yeah, this is a really nice paper. So like I said, I will look into these, see if I can't put them in my Amazon affiliate links, so that way if you guys want to check these individual products out, definitely go check my description below, find whatever it is that you are kind of interested in. I know that I am definitely interested in this paper. This paper is super, super nice. Along with the, if you don't have yourself a set of these and you're just kind of curious about the Create a Color oil pencils, and this is the pocket set, then also check down in below in my description where you will see me do this painting right here, which should be in one of the top corners. I don't know if it's left or right, but go check that out and see what my speed painting was and what my final review was on these Create a Color oil pencils. So yeah, this was definitely a really fun set to get, and you can do all kinds of like fun things with them. Definitely there is a lot to let's see here, trying to put all these things together and what all they gave us. So they gave us all this and then plus the paper right here. So yeah, you can kind of create some scratch board, and that's what I would suggest. Like even with these oil pastels, create some scratch board with them. Or you could just have some fun just creating some sort of artwork with them. You can kind of do a mixed media kind of thing with them. They are a whole lot of fun. And I am really excited about this paper. I love this paper already, and I can tell you that I'm going to have a lot of fun creating some artwork on it. and I'll end up be able to sell it because this is some nice paper for that. And as far as the black paper goes, it was a pretty nice paper, especially if you're wanting 6x6 sheets. So it can never hurt to have those too. And I'll go ahead and show you guys what that's for. It's the Strathmore Artist tiles is what these black 6x6 tiles are called. And that right here is the July 2025 Paletteful Pack box. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment or share. Any of those things definitely helps this channel grow. So until next time, bye you guys.